So it is Transformer Tuesday today, and we got a bunch of reveals we're going to be getting over the next couple of days from the Hasbro Pulse Transformers design team. And we got two today we're going to be talking about. We got two deluxes from Wave 4 of the Transformers Legacy United collection, and let's talk about them. Both were revealed from Hasbro Pulse designer Mark Mayer's Instagram account with a slew of official photography, as well as some insight and behind the scenes from Mark about the design of these two items. So let's get into it like we always do here on the Transformers Slag podcast. And first, we're going to be talking about the Transformers Legacy United Deluxe Class Cyberverse Universe Slipstream. So this is a partial retool of the Transformers Legacy United Deluxe Class Cyberverse Windblade we got before. And this is a brand new head sculpt and some new blasters. If you look at the jet mode, it pretty much looks like the same product that we got before with some new paint on it. But when you look at the robot mode, at least you could see there is a new head sculpt on there, and there's some blasters to change it up a little bit. Mark mentions how the head that they have on this was actually taking a Earthrise Starscream head and then sculpting it to make it look a little more unique to the final product that we have here today. The blasters could be attached on multiple places on 5mm ports on the figure, and it has small little tips so you could add blast effects on the end to give it that extra pop. Mark mentions that the metallic purple that's used all over this figure is the same one that was used with the Cyberverse Chromia they did a few months ago, and he's happy to add more female characters to the mix. For me, I'm kind of hot and cold on this one. The Windblade was a solid release, giving a proper version of that Cyberverse version of the character, which honestly in its original run had very limited amount of figures to pull from, none of them that were good really. So that was a good update to it. This one unfortunately falls more into that Chromia category. The Cyberverse Chromia was, limited by the mold that it had to be stuck in, and as a result didn't look like its Cyberverse counterpart. We kind of have the same thing going on with this one here, where due to the fact that it has to be tied to the Windblade mold, and there's very limited tooling going on here outside some blasters and a new head sculpt, there's only so much that could be done here. Sadly, again, it doesn't really look like, how she does in the show. And to me, it's like if it doesn't really accomplish that, it doesn't really do it for me. And I mean, not to mention, I feel that the face sculpt that they put on it, it's not as expressive as I thought it would be. And maybe that's due to its Starscream origins, that it has kind of a very monotone kind of face. But not really feeling this one. This is more of a clearance item, let's put it that way. Hopefully we'll get a better Slipstream down the line, but this isn't doing it for me personally. But while I might be down on the Slipstream, the next one I am not. The Transformers Legacy United Deluxe Class Double Target Master G1 Quake with his Target Master buddies of Tip Top and Heater. He looks amazing, and I did not expect this much retooling to go on. This is an example of having two characters that share a mold, but with some retooling magic, you could make almost two different toys completely. It's quite crazy. So obviously this came from the Deluxe Skullgrin that we got before, which was already retooled into that G2 Cybertronian Empire Trooper figure, but now we got some even more magic going on with this one that makes it even more different, and I'm surprised how well this turned out. It's almost a new toy from the ground up. It really is just the connection points that make the transformations and just some small parts here and there from the original that remain. Otherwise, it's a brand new head, new chest, new shoulders, new lower ab, new crotch area, new legs. The only visual stuff that's obvious is the biceps are from the original Skullgrin and the hands itself. Otherwise, it's practically a new toy. Mark Mayer said it was actually challenging pulling this off and also being able to have the Target Masters on the tooling itself for the plan, but they were actually able to fit it in perfectly, and it all worked out in the end. And this leads to a robot mode shape-wise that, does a very successful job of looking like the silhouette of the original 1988 Double Target Master. It really works quite well. Definitely much better than that Titans Return hardhead repaint we got a few years back. And man, that tank mode, it might as well just be another figure, because I'm surprised how well it turned out and how different it is from what we got before. Mark says it's based off of a Sherman speeder tank rather than the G1 1988 that was a Leopard 2 main battle tank. So they kind of went with a different look, but otherwise, man, it just pops. And let's talk about those Target Masters. They kept the original trademarks for Tip Top and Heater, so that's already, wow, the fact that they went with that and they were able to keep the original names. That's great, and they are sculpted 100% to look like the original G1 1988 Target Master counterparts. Like those robot modes, all the details are there. So that's really cool. Mark mentions that it was really tough trying to get them to be like their original colors. They used one or more colors for the mold, and they were only pretty much had a choice of like they can only deviate from one molded color from the original, I guess we could call it tooling, and they had a choice between the purple or black. They decided to go with purple and give Tip Top the full treatment and use some deco magic with the already blue plastic that was on Quake to make the Heater figure. So in robot mode, it's not really that noticeable with Heater due to the black paint deco kind of covering up the blues in certain areas, but you can very much see in the gun mode that the blue plastic engulfs the entire figure, and it's not like the original black that it was before, due to budget reasons and that the connection and friction points of that figure would not be able to be painted. So they just went with the blue that was already present on the Quake mold itself and worked their magic as best they can. I think it's the logical move here. I mean, it's only a minor flaw in the release. Just pointing it out because I like to cover every little thing about this, but I still think it's an amazing release, and they did a fantastic job. And this Quake is a 10 out of 10 in my opinion. 9.5 just because of the blue Target Master, but that's about it otherwise. And now we have a complete Decepticon double Target Master squad now with Needlenose and Spinister and all of their Target Masters. Like, we are done with these guys. I don't know where you go from here in all honesty. So incredible stuff. The crew said there's going to be more reveals coming. Maybe tomorrow we'll probably be dropping them. Maybe later today. Who knows? And all of these will be going up for pre-order 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Hasbro Pulse for Transformer Thursday. So stay tuned for that. Fantastic stuff. Let me know what you think about these two. And we'll talk again really soon here on the Transformer Slag Podcast. It's going to be quite the busy week. Thank you, as always, for tuning in. And as always, thank you for listening.
New Transformers are here. Now, Twin Nebulons transform into weapons that new Target Master Autobots need.
Target Master Transformers, they've got the power to surprise.
And the Twin Nebulons can also form a super weapon.
Target Master Transformers, they've got the power to surprise.
But the Decepticons have new Target Masters too.
Target Master Transformers, they've got the power to surprise.
Each Target Master comes with 2 transformable Nebulon figures.